A man is lying on the bed and contemplating the difference between films and memories. He thinks that if you stay awake during a dream, it becomes an out-of-body experience. He gets up from the bed, and a woman appears next to him. They start getting dressed. The woman asks about his dream. He tells her it is about a woman who disappeared a long time ago. Whenever he is about to forget her, he dreams about her again. The woman wonders if it is the same story as in the green-covered book he has. The man tells her not to go through his stuff and gets up from the bed. The man's name is Luo Hongwu. He is at the construction site thinking about his life story. He talks about the return to his childhood town, Kylie, and how he probably wouldn't have gone there if his father hadn't passed away. He also recalls his friend Wildcat perishing. Wildcat left Luo apples to sell, but Luo, being freshly divorced, forgot about the apples. He later found a gun while cleaning the apples. Luo is at the restaurant talking to his father's wife. They discuss the death of Luo's father, and the woman says Luo's father left him a van in the will and left her the restaurant. She proceeds to tell him she will renovate the place. Luo asks her not to change the name of the restaurant, Chang, because that is his mother's name. He walks out of the restaurant. Luo is on a train. It could be either a hallucination or another memory of his. He explains that after Wildcat passed away, he decided to track down his lover and found her on a train. As he is saying that, he is looking at the woman riding on a train, Wan Kaivan. Wan is sitting in a darkened space. There is a man in the corner of the room. She asks him for a lighter and repeats one more time that she doesn't know where the man he's asking about is. She adds the police are after him too. She continues to smoke the cigarette in silence. Finally, she asks the man if he truly thought she was afraid of him. He puts a gun to her head. Luo is at the market trying to make a phone call. The person he is calling doesn't answer. The answering machine says the number is non-existent. Luo asks the woman working nearby for a phone card. She gives him a couple of options. He tells her it doesn't matter which one, buys a card, and leaves. Luo is pushing a van inside a tunnel. He is wondering how a detective is supposed to investigate a strange woman. He recalls what his mother told him once about people being too distracted to lie when they eat. Wan is walking in front of a car. Luo keeps reminiscing about events and how Wildcat used his name for a dangerous trade. Lu thinks Wan is wearing the same makeup his mother used to wear in a photo. Wan turns around and asks Lu why he is following her. She reminds him he promised she would be able to leave once they are done eating. Lu tells her she reminds him of someone he knew, a girl who disappeared when he was a child. Wan doesn't fully believe his story. She tells him that she is not planning to fall for that old trick. Lu shows her the picture of the woman he was talking about. Wan doesn't want to look at the photo. She keeps walking next to the car. Luo thinks Wan is not from Kylie. She tells him she has a Kylie accent. He asks her for a name, and she pronounces her full name Wan Kaivan. Wan keeps walking in front of the van. Luo asks if he frightened her today, and how he can make it up to her. She reveals that she would like to eat pomelo fruit. Luo reminds her it is difficult to find that fruit in summer, and Wan suggests a deal to help her get the fruit as a way of moving beyond the conflict between them. Luo is lying under the car. He is fixing the engine. His phone rings. He answers the call. The woman on the phone, pager, is calling to let him know the non-existent number he was dialing earlier used to belong to a women's prison in Gyeong. Luo asks if her husband could get him a prison permit because he wants to see a friend. Pager confirms she'll try to help him. Luo and Wan are on the floor kissing. The nearby water reflects their image. Luo is sitting in the prison phone booth area. A woman is sitting on the other side of the window. She picks up the phone. Luo asks if her name is Tai Jeome, and she confirms. Luo wants to know if she sent the photo of Wan to the restaurant. Tai doesn't recall what he is talking about until he shows her the photo. She tells him the story that happened in her childhood and how Wan got a book that she wanted to give to the person she liked the most. Luo shows her the book and Tai realizes he meant a lot to her childhood friend. She also tells him the story about the photo Luo received. It happened when Wan was tricked by a person they both knew and sold off to another guy who liked her singing skills. Tai asked her if she was upset about what was happening, and Wan assured her she wasn't. She only regretted not taking the photo before. They later met at the birthday celebration, and Wan asked Tai if she resembles the photo at all, and Tai told her she doesn't. Tai was later arrested, and she met another prisoner who was certain the photo was taken at the Fung restaurant and Tai mailed it there. Luo wants Tai to have the book because she is closer to Wan than him. Wan is walking on the rocks, placing her foot one by one. She is thinking about the green book she had. Luo is in the car. He is about to drive off from the prison parking lot. The police officer stops him and gives him a note. The police officer explains the note is from Tai. Luo reads the note and starts the car. Sometime later, Wan and Luo are in the cinema watching a movie on the big screen. Wan is eating her pomelo fruit and crying. Luo and Pager are having lunch in a restaurant and talking about the mysterious woman they are looking for with the last name Chen. Pager explains she found 2 women with the same name. Sometime later, Luo and Wan are in the room. Wan starts talking about her pregnancy. She thinks the child would have been an athlete, and Luo says he would teach the child to play ping pong. Wan reveals that she had an abortion the last time she was away. Luo asks her about the reasons, and Wan explains it was because of Zuo. She recalls the time he was singing at the karaoke bar and told her that he would find her no matter where she ran. Luo suggests that they should leave Kylie. Wan says that she already thought about everything he is suggesting. Wan gets emotional and starts wondering how the 2 of them will survive. Luo comforts her, saying that everyone thought the world would end in 1999. But it is the year 2000 right now, and they are still alive. And that is an optimistic thought. He proceeds to tell her about his friend who runs a casino in Burma. Luo thinks his friend can help them. Wan puts her head on Luo's shoulder, and they kiss. Luo is riding the car on the bumpy road. The police officer stops him and asks for his license. A bit later, Luo is riding on a bus with the other passengers. The memories are intertwined. Luo is in a room with Wan and Zuo, who is holding the microphone and singing. Luo's hands are tied to the ceiling. Zuo approaches Wan and pulls her hair. The owner of the hotel walks into the hotel carrying a shotgun. The receptionist is sleeping, and the man with the gun wakes him up. The receptionist gets up and comments that his boss scared him. The boss thinks that the receptionist should fix the TV sometime soon. The receptionist says that no one watches TV these days anyway. The boss tells him about the dog Kylie. He explains the dog has no stamina and frequently licks the hot floor. Luo is swimming in the pool. Wan is walking around it. She later comforts him, saying they will get money and use it to renovate the hotel and get lights that look like the sun. Luo enters the hotel asking for the contact he received in the prison. He gives the paper with the contact info to the boss. At first, the boss doesn't listen to Luo. He is calling out to the dog. A bit later, Luo and the boss start talking. The boss tells him the woman Luo is looking for is his ex-wife. He explains she was a great storyteller, and he never knew if what she was telling him was the truth or lies. He tells Luo where he could find her, in one of the karaoke places where she is singing. A woman is singing to the tune in a hairdressing salon. Luo walks in. She stops her singing and asks if he would like a haircut. There is a young man covered with blood lying in the wagon. Another man is pushing a wagon up the tracks until the small tunnel. The tracks in the tunnel go downwards, and the man pushes the wagon and stops to rest. A woman walks down the stairs. Lu is in the room with her. She tells him that the last time he visited her was when Wildcat was alive. She is wondering why he wants to know more about Wildcat's wife. Luo explains that she took something valuable from him. The woman recalls how the woman they are talking about, Wen, became Luo's lover. She later had more affairs. They continue talking about the beekeeper and the honey. Luo is remembering the events from the past. He thinks that people eat apples when they are sad, unpeeled, and with the core. There a young man is sitting and eating an apple. The tears are dripping from his eyes. There is a young woman behind him. She looks asleep on his shoulder. He continues to eat the apple for some time with a distant gaze. Luo and the hairdresser continue their conversation in front of the house. She is drying her hair in a hood. They are talking about the color of hair dye she will choose. Luo plays the guessing game and concludes that she might choose the red color. The woman tells Luo that when he was her trainee, he never worked hard and always hung out with Wildcat. Luo recalls the time when he was on a train. He says it was dangerous because due to the mudslide they had to turn around. The woman concludes that thinking about the past is more dangerous than mudslides. 2 men are sitting in the cinema. One of them is holding a gun pointed toward the seat in front of him, where the other man is sitting. Luo is in front of the karaoke bar. The building is in ruins. He is talking to the woman working there. He asks her a lot of questions, but she is reluctant to answer them. Luo wants to know about the singer Wan Kaivan. She tells him there are 3 singers, and they can sing in any language he wants them to, even in Japanese. She explains that this is their last night at this location because they are tearing down the building. Luo wants to ask more questions, but the woman tells him to go to the nearby cinema to wait for the karaoke night to begin. Luo listens to her and finds a seat in the cinema. The title of the film is Long Day's Journey into Night. Luo is pushing another wagon in a tunnel. The place is not well lit. Luo notices the drawings on the wall and takes a closer look. He hears a noise, takes a gun out and starts searching through the area. He finds a cupboard with doors locked with a table tennis racket. He removes the racket and opens the door. A boy walks out carrying an animal mask on his face. Luo is surprised by his findings. The boy asks Luo about how he got there, and Luo explains he was in the cinema. Everyone walked out, and when he tried to find his way out, he followed the narrow tunnel that got him there. Luo is curious to find out what the boy is doing in this place. The boy half-jokingly tells him that he is a ghost, the most naive kind. Luo thinks that the boy is lying too much, but the boy doesn't take offense to what Luo says. Luo wants to find a way out of the tunnel. The boy first claims that he doesn't know the way out, but later offers a deal to Luo, saying that if he wins in ping pong, he will show him a way out. Luo thinks that he is stuck in this place for the night, but once he hears there is a way out of the tunnel, his optimism returns. The boy shows him the map on the door and explains he drew it himself. The road behind the door leads to the exit. Luo quickly prepares the table for the table tennis match, and the boy gives him a racket. Luo wins the round, and the boy congratulates him. He gives Luo a jacket to keep him warm. The jacket belonged to his father. The boy prepares the motorbike and tells Luo that he will take him to the karaoke bar. Before that, Luo told the boy about the mysterious woman he was looking for, and how this night was his last chance to meet her. They start the motorbike ride and continue talking along the way. The boy wants to know about Luo's identity, and Luo explains that he is a killer, the most naive kind. The boy realizes the road is blocked by another vehicle. He pushes the motorbike to the side of the road, and they soon arrive at the cable car swing that is supposed to take Luo downwards to the karaoke night. Luo is at first questioning if the boy tells the truth about the location. He eventually decides to take the cable swing and see where it takes him. The boy wishes him luck and gives him a table tennis racket. Luo starts the journey over the trees and finally arrives at the open room where a group of boys is playing table tennis. Luo walks between the tables. One of the boys starts shouting at him that they paid for their round of game and not to interrupt them. Luo arrives on the other side of the building. A few meters further, he finds a karaoke night bar where the competition is about to start. The show presenter is inviting the audience to join the singing competition, where they will choose the winners. While the presenter is speaking, a toy truck drives past Luo. A boy started the truck and put something in it. The truck drives until it reaches one of the casino machines. A young woman is sitting by the fruit machine and pressing the buttons. She picks something up from the toy truck and continues the game. Luo approaches her and sits at one of the chairs nearby. He lights a cigarette and looks at her. He is wondering if she is Wang Kaivan. The woman assures him she is not. She says she is used to guys like him. Luo grabs her wrist, but the woman pulls her hand. She tells him she doesn't have any tattoos or markings like the woman he is looking for. Finally, Luo believes her and leaves. The woman plays the fruit machine for a while. She then gets up and starts walking towards the pool room where the two boys are playing pool. The woman lets them know that she will be closing the place soon. The boys are not happy to hear that. They start teasing and messing with her. Luo suddenly arrives and presses one of the boys' heads to the pool surface. He tells the other boy that if he hits the hole in the table, he will let them go. The boy does as he said, and Luo lets the boys go. The woman, Kaijin, asks him why he returned. He explains a boy he met tricked him and told him that if he followed the road near the prison, he would get to the karaoke bar. Kaijin offers to show him the way as a sign of thank you for helping her earlier. They arrive at the gate only to realize the boys locked it and threw the keys away. They wait for a few minutes there. Kaijin explains the meaning of her name is the Pearl of Kylie. Kaijin thinks that someone will soon appear to help them get the key. Lu asks her to play pool with him while they are waiting. She accepts the invitation and they go to the pool table. Kaijin says that she would like to be a singer and travel the world. Luo remembers the racket he got earlier on his journey. He repeats what the boy told him, that if he spins the racket, they might be able to fly. They go outside and Luo spins the racket. In a dreamlike sequence, Luo and Kaijin start talking about flying above the trees and houses. Kaijin explains that she is feeling airsick and asks Luo to put her on the ground. Luo remembers that he needs to find the woman he is looking for. He wishes that the woman he is looking for is Kaijin. Luo and Kaijin walk down the road and arrive at the exit. Kaijin shows Luo the gate like she promised to and prepares to leave. Luo asks her to sing at the karaoke night. She refuses, saying she doesn't want to sing for him. Luo promises to leave her alone if she sings on the stage. Kaijin refuses, turns around, and starts walking up the stairs. There are a lot of stairs leading to the stage. Kaijin finally climbs the last stair and arrives at the area where the karaoke night event is held. She encounters two boys who were playing the pool game earlier. They ask her if her new lover already dumped her. She smiles and answers that she dumped him. A woman is singing on the stage, entertaining the audience. Kaijin goes through the crowd. She arrives at the seller's table and buys an item for 2 yuan. She asks the seller if he has a lighter, and the seller shows her where to get it. The seller comments on the woman in the audience holding a torch. The woman approaches the fire and lights the torch. She starts walking away from the karaoke event. Luo follows her down the road. The journey takes an unusually long time. While Luo is walking, a man with a horse carrying a load passes by. Luo grabs an apple from the load and takes it with him. He continues walking behind the woman. The woman stops by the iron gate. The gate seems to be locked. There is a truck on the other side of the fence. The woman starts hitting the fence with a torch and calling out to someone. She realizes she can't unlock the fence. A man gets out of the truck. The man reminds her that she already burned the house down, and there isn't anything left that she can do to him. The woman confronts him, saying he lied to her about everything. They start arguing, and the woman gets upset. Luo suddenly appears and interrupts the argument. She asks the woman if she truly wishes to go with this man, and if she does, he will help her. He takes out a gun and points it toward the man on the other side of the fence. The woman explains that she lived through a lot of bitterness, and the man on the other side of the fence offered her honey. She confirms that she will go with the man waiting for her near the truck. Luo takes out an apple, saying he didn't have anything else to get her, and that he hopes she likes apples. The woman calls Luo insane. She goes through the fence and is about to get into the truck. When she realizes Luo is crying, she turns around, asks him if they know each other from before, and why he is crying. Luo admits it is because he is about to rob her most valuable possession. She shows him the watch on her hand and gives it to him. She then goes into the truck. Luo returns to the karaoke event. The boys who teased Kaijin earlier are sitting at one of the tables near the entrance. Luo asks them about Kaijin's whereabouts. They tell him she is backstage. Luo decides to go in that direction and look for Kaijin. He finds her sitting at the table and getting ready for the show. She is combing her hair and putting on lipstick. Kaijin is surprised to see Luo return. She thought he went looking for the woman he loves. Luo takes out a watch he took from the woman by the fence. He gives it to Kaijin. She thinks it is weird to just give a watch to someone because it symbolizes eternity. She notices the watch is broken. Finally, she takes the gift and puts it in her pocket. She gives a firework to Luo. He tells her that it is uncommon to give fireworks as a gift because it symbolizes the transitory. While they are talking, Kaijin asks the man in front of backstage how long until it is her turn to sing. The man explains she will be the last one singing tonight, and there is one more singer before her. Kaijin concludes there is enough time for her to show Luo the house she was talking about while they were flying over trees and houses in a dreamlike sequence. Luo follows her to the house she was talking about. Kaijin realizes the house is fully burned. She explains she doesn't know what happened while she was away. She starts remembering the details of the house, the crystal chandelier in the living room, and how the house used to leak when it was raining, and the first floor was flooded. She explains she overheard a man saying that if they say the correct spell, the house will start to spin. Luo sits on the bed next to Kaijin. He is wondering if they would be aware if they were dreaming. He asks Kaijin if she thinks the house would start to spin if he kissed her. Kaijin confirms that it would if the moon was near. Luo thinks that the moon is distant that night. They gently kiss, and the house starts gradually spinning like they thought it would. The firework in the backstage slowly burns, lighting the room. Did Luo find the woman he was looking for? Was it a dream or reality he was chasing? For now, it will remain a mystery.